The Tombstone Gold Belt. It's like a belt of intrusive that runs from Alaska all the way through the Yukon. Probably been about 20 to 30 million ounces found within those tombstone suites in Alaska and in the western Yukon.
Historically, the Tombstone Gold Belt was typically viewed to be gold-rich in the western side and tungsten-rich and gold-poor on the eastern side.
But in 2022, Snowline Gold made a significant discovery in the eastern Yukon, which showed me the intrusives in the eastern Yukon had potential to host gold. Snowline discovery is very significant. It's probably at about 7.5 million ounces of gold right now.
And that's how Rackla got involved, is that, yeah, there is really good potential for gold on the eastern side.
So that's why we jumped into the belt. One of the benefits with Canadian exploration is all of the work that's been done on any property in history, you can pull up the data on it and take a look at what's been worked in the area. So when I saw the results of Snowline, I took a look at all the work that had been done in the belt to the east of them, and really nobody had looked inside these intrusive rocks in the belt. They'd been looking for tungsten, tin, lead, zinc deposits. So we staked all the ground to the east of Snowline in the belt, in the intrusives that were open, and began working our way through them one by one.
Rackla has been working in the eastern part of the Yukon, the western part of Northwest Territories for just about 3 years now. And we're focused on looking for a type of gold deposit that's known as a reduced intrusion-related gold system. Over those 3 years, we've evaluated about 12 different project areas that have the right geology and the right setting for that type of deposit. But what we were seeing at the Grad project last year is by far better than anything else that we've seen in this part of the country. There are a bunch of criteria that you look for, the right rock types, the right geochemistry, the right geophysical signature, and then obviously good gold values. And we were getting those that are basically an order of magnitude better than anywhere else that we've seen in this belt of rocks.
This property had never been staked before. I don't think anyone's ever walked up the creek that prospectors walked up last year, because if they had, they would have staked it. The intensity of the alteration within the intrusive and the veining is pretty evident. Just to see the amount of alteration in this intrusive outcropping is something you just don't find very often, right? Maybe 100 years ago you might have. A cliff face like we've got at Bite, we sample the talus at the base of the cliff to see what's falling down. As the rock's eroding, the rocks are falling down, so is what's in the rock. So we sampled the talus. And in that, we found that over 500 meters, we had a gram of gold averaging. So that shows that the cliff itself has got good numbers. We found that the whole cliff face is sheeted, cut with veining intensely.
The high density of fracturing in the granite is well exposed going across the hammer that's laying out there. And that's important for this style of deposit because that fracturing allows the solutions to come in and precipitate gold. So it's very critical to have a high density of fracturing to get the gold grades up on a deposit like this.
The geo that took those samples did a couple of grab samples into the cliff face, and first grab was over 3 ounces of gold. That's a lot of gold in the veins.
And so when we received those results, we decided to go back straight and take a channel sample across the vein system to test it as much as possible. And we got 38 meters at 1.8 grams per ton gold. The grade is similar to what you have in deposits that are actually in production or that have been discovered, like Snowline. So it's a pretty good grade. Now we need to drill it to find out if it's much more extensive and how consistent the grade is within those lengths.
We're bringing in a small excavator to do some trenching. There's lots of that talus area that is very thin skin covering the rock, so we want to expose that rock. And then we'll be drilling as well, diamond drilling.
What we've seen to date is the mineralization that we know of expands vertically over about 400 meters. We'll start at the base of the cliff where we took the sample, and we'll be putting in about 2,000 meters there. Probably the drill holes will be 150 to 200 meters from 4 separate pads fanning out. And while we're doing that, we will have mountaineering geologists working on the ridgetop 400 meters above us, confirming that there's gold in the veins that we see up there. We're fairly confident we'll get some numbers from that sampling, and then we will prepare drill pads all along the ridgetop and drilling through the whole mountainside.
We plan to drill 4,000 meters, which will allow us to do 20 drill holes into the zone. If we get the results that we're hoping for, we're prepared to expand it, possibly bring in a second drill this year, and do absolutely as much work as we can. And we're financially well off enough that we could do that. We realize that there are many other of these granitic intrusions within about a 70-kilometer radius of Grad that haven't been evaluated for their gold potential. So part of our program this year is to do a larger regional program to assess some of these other bodies to see if there's potential for more bites out there.
There is not only Grad that came open, but also other areas, notably the Auger that we staked. This year we'll go back, take some grab samples, talus lines, and stream sediments to properly evaluate the potential of this target. And apart from that, there is other areas that we're monitoring and we'll be taking a look this year.
But most of this year, the focus will be on the Grad property. It is a significant find. 90% of the funds we spend this summer will be on the Grad property.
Definitely has the same potential as Snowline. The gold grades that we're seeing on surface, the style of mineralization that we're seeing on surface is exactly like what they're seeing at Snowline. The same granite body, the same sheeted quartz veins, the same bismuth-arsenic association. So all of the features that we would look for in this geological model we're seeing at Grad.
It's got the same extent of Snowline, or a little bit larger, but they have shown incredible consistency in the drilling. That's what we need to do. That's the job for this summer.